Cheers, my friend.
To Luke Spurgeon.
That's the one.
In fact,
to
Elliot Skunk.
To Elliot Skunk.
Yeah, mate.
Elliot Skunk.
Welcome back to the Screenship Podcast, where we discuss digital minimalism, connecting with your community, and how living the old-fashioned way might just solve all your modern problems, or at least many of them.
Maybe.
Today, I'm here with my very good friend, Mr. Luke Spurgeon.
Listen, it's a pleasure to be here, my friend.
Welcome to the studio, mate.
Very professional setup you've got going. I like it. It's an honour. It's an honour to be here in the studio.
Mate, happy to have you.
Thank you very much.
So Luke has got an amazing channel, which I'm going to link in the description below. I'm an absolute fanboy, as we've found out a lot today.
Previously discussed, yeah.
Yes. Honestly, every time we've been having a conversation today, Luke's been in Sheffield for the day, and he just mentioned something. I'm like, yeah, you spoke about that in that video.
You finish off my sentences for me, then yeah, and then that.
I know you better than you know yourself.
Yeah, I consider you a brother though, so the fanboy part aside, this guy right here, brilliant hospitality, appreciate it, man. And
Yeah,
you
mate.
guys better show some love, alright, because he does the absolute most, and he's a positive force for good, so I really appreciate you having me here.
Nah, mate.
It's a pleasure, thank you.
Pleasure is all mine, and I'm just so grateful that we brought this online relationship
Absolutely.
offline as quickly as possible.
Absolutely.
Because it's awesome, like, you know, as much as we grill the internet and social media and everything, in this podcast we're going to do a lot of that.
Yeah.
It's such a beautiful place to make connections, as long as you quickly take them to real life and take them to something where we're right here, you know, flesh and blood, mate.
That's what
Luke
it's all about.
Spurgeon,
That's
the
what
man,
it's
the
all
myth, the legend, in front of me, in a chair, drinking water from our cups. Unbelievable. So, the main reason why I'm such a Luke Spurgeon fanboy is because if you go to his channel, you can go to his channel right now, and you will see videos of Luke literally walking through the woods with his camera on his iPhone 13 mini. I've got the notes on for today's podcast.
Beautiful.
And he's holding his camera with his selfie cam on, and he's just talking and giving advice as he's on a walk.
Yeah.
And you can hear the birds. You can see him, you know, smiling and saying hello to people walking past. And
Don't forget the dog invasions.
There's
Dog
dogs.
invasions. There's always a dog invasion. Like, if any of you guys are fans of me, you'll understand what I'm talking about there. There's always a dog running around on a mission in the background, you know. But it's part of the fun, isn't it? It's part of the vibe. So we roll with it.
100%, man. And I mean, on your channel description about me page thing, it says exploring the raw, authentic nature of what it means to be human. And I think that's exactly what you do, both in your life and even in your videos.
Yeah.
You know, and this is the part I think I can relate to most, is because similarly to you, I also try and not play the YouTube game, not trying to edit, and just be as authentic as possible. So that's definitely something that's going to be a recurring theme through today's podcast, just authenticity, simplicity, you
Stick
know,
with it.
actually living the life.
Yeah.
You know, rather than talking about the life or analysing the research or whatever, getting out there and making it happen. It's as simple as that, really, isn't it, Luke?
It's the best way to learn, isn't it? It's the best way to learn. Real life, like I said before, is the best teacher. And, you know, you can learn all you want through books, through the screen, and that's great. You know, take what you can, take the positives, but ultimately real life is where the real lessons come from. And that's why it sticks in your brain as well. So you really solidify it in your brain of like, this is what I need to do, this was wrong, this was right, and that's how you learn, you know? So authenticity, absolutely the best way to do it.
Always. No, I love that. And Luke also has no social media other than YouTube. He has...
WhatsApp.
You're sorry?
WhatsApp.
WhatsApp. How on earth will I cure my WhatsApp addiction?
I know, it's a tough one. I still haven't kicked it yet, but you know, we'll
It's
get
great.
there.
To be fair, when you get the amount of girls that Luke does, even WhatsApp can become a distraction, can't
I've
it?
got to put them all in a telegram, you know, put them all in a telegram chat, and they can't reply to me.
Broadcast message. You're taking a selfie and sending it to 18 different girls.
WhatsApp's getting too hectic, you know.
Careful,
Put
mate,
them all in the
careful.
file and the folder to work my way through, you know what I mean?
Got to organise,
Yeah.
catalogue it
You
all.
gotta do what you gotta do.
Honestly, mate, I love that. But now, on a serious note, massive respect for deleting social media, because again, it's so rare in our generation, especially when you've built the following that you have. I think at the moment of recording, 6.3k-ish?
6.41k.
Sorry, mate, sorry.
Yeah, come on now, get it right.
After being a fanboy, I forget numbers like that.
Yeah,
6.4k.
I'm disappointed.
Going downhill, man.
Yeah.
6.4k subscribers with no TikTok, no Instagram, no external marketing, just
Yeah,
pure
just
value.
me, myself. No jumping on the bandwagon of anything either. It's just me, myself, living off my own name, if you will, and I'm building it from scratch. But I think it's the most rewarding way of doing it. Absolutely. And going back to the point you said there before of it's rare in this generation, you know, to not have social media. You know, you tell people, oh, I don't use Instagram. That brings me back to a funny story actually. I was in the club once, and just quickly, you know, little side tangent, but
And we're all about stories here.
This girl came over to me, right, and she basically said, "What's your Instagram?" And I whipped out my phone. I was like, "I don't have it." I have to get your number instead. And she went through my phone, she went on the little search bar to search for all the apps, and she was like, oh, no Instagram. Like, they're literally taken aback in real time of like, wow, you don't use social media? Like, what's wrong with you?
I've had that.
Yeah, and but I think because of that the fact that it's so rare is it plays on your emotions, it plays on that fear of missing out, because everyone else is doing it, everyone else is on it, you know, what am I missing if I'm not on it? And that's the hardest part, for me anyway, personally, the hardest part of getting rid of social media, deleting it, and committing to the lifestyle without it, is the fact that when I look around me, everyone else is on it. You know, it's very hard to gain inspiration to keep going on this path of kind of paving my own way when everyone else my age is on it. Everyone else is on Tinder, Instagram, Snapchat, fucking whatever, you know what I mean? So it's it's interesting the way that temptation plays on you, and I guess that's where the discipline comes in, isn't it? That's where a deep understanding of yourself and your weaknesses come in. But
100%, and I suppose it's kind of front and centre to your business, and you're still able to not indulge. So I suppose that just kind of goes to show, like, if you're watching at home, regardless of the position you're in, unless you're like making money directly off Instagram clients because of your agency or whatever, apart from that, there's like one or two tiny exceptions, which, let's be honest, you do not fall into.
Don't lie to yourself.
Do not lie.
To yourself.
You're not making money off social media, you're not getting any additional happiness. There's no excuses, really, is there?
Nothing. And I think that's a good rule of thumb of following. Ask yourself, am I making money off of this app? Am I making money from giving my time and attention to this external thing? Or am I actually gaining anything from it in the material world? Because if not, forget about it, you know, because that is all that those things should be used for, to make money. That is it, you know. Social connection, catching up on people's lives. You can do all of this through the real world and in a much more fulfilling way. So unless you're making money, get rid of it. Not worth it.
Exactly. And I mean, the thing is, everyone thinks, oh, but you know, if I don't have social media, I won't be able to meet people. I won't be able to... The thing is, if you want to meet someone, you'll make it happen.
Yeah.
Like we literally met each other through YouTube comments and a couple of emails. We went from YouTube comments to emails to WhatsApp number to train tickets to here we are.
Real life.
Do you know what I mean? And that's because we wanted it to happen. Whereas in Instagram, if you're on Instagram all the time, the negative effects you have means that you won't really be the kind of likeable person that people want to meet anyway.
And that's what I found, you know, it's weird. Every time I was going through this period of question, kind of a bit of a dilemma. Should I delete it? Should I not? I don't really know what to do. You know, kind of playing with the idea of not having social media. I found when I analysed who I was when I was on social media versus when I wasn't, it was night and day difference, right? It was like when I was on social media, I was a complete, I don't know, I just felt awkward in my own body. I felt like the way I walked, the way I spoke, everything was just different. Everything was just a lesser version of myself. Yeah, it was weird. And as soon as I deleted it, the fact that I didn't have that crutch to rely on to be social, the only way I could be social was through the real world.
Yeah.
If I wanted to meet people, friends, girls, whatever, I had to go out there and level up my social skills, level up my confidence, and learn how to do it. You know, learn how to be socially acceptable. You know, not standing there with my hands in my pockets in the corner all awkward. You have to learn these things through trial and tribulation, through the hard way. You're not going to do that through Instagram, you know. So I think taking that plunge and just committing, that's the important part, is commitment. Committing to that different lifestyle. The benefits to it are literally so clear. You'll be like, oh, I'm never going back. You know, I realise now the difference to it, and it's very profound.
I think the one thing I love about what you said there is the person I was. You're not saying all the things I did, the habits I had. You literally become a different person.
Absolutely.
When you're on it versus when you're off it, and I completely relate to that.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, it's not just the time you're on the app and you're typing away and then you're off the app and it's fine. That it stains your brain almost. Even when you're not on the app, all you can think about is, okay, what's the next post? Why hasn't this girl DM'd me? Blah blah blah. And like you say, it changes the person you are because you literally see the world through a different pair of lenses.
And
it's
a synthetic lens as well. It's not even real. It's fake. It's
exactly.
a fake. It's a warped version of reality. You know, you're comparing yourselves to these people on the internet. If you saw these people in real life, and not to sound big-headed or arrogant, but they're neither above or below you. You are all on that same page in the sense of we're just human beings.
Yeah.
We're all
exactly
weirdos in a sense. We all have insecurities. We've all got weaknesses. We've all got our strengths. We're all just human. And you take away that social media layer to it, where you're only showcasing the best part of you. You're only showcasing your highlight reel, and you only have real life to base your experiences off. That will give you confidence like no other. You know, so if you are struggling right now with confidence, you find you comparing yourself to other people, get off social media and you watch your reality. Your subconscious mind will literally be changed in real time to the point where the only thing that you can base your experiences, your thoughts, your reality off is real life. You know, and that's exactly how it should be. It's realistic. It's what you were designed to be. You know, you're not supposed to socialise through a phone, through a screen. It's just it's unauthentic, and that's why you feel so lonely and depressed and anxious because of that. Because your brain understands, yeah, we're doing something wrong here. I can't quite pinpoint what it is, but there's something not right. You know, it's weird, but it really is. It's such a clear difference when you go from no social media to social media and you compare the two people that you are, you're the same person, you're the same things, but the mindset, the confidence, the way you feel about the world and yourself completely changes. It's very powerful.
And I think it goes, just to summarise what you said there, you know, you've got the highlight reel and then you've got real life.
Yeah.
Go from reels to reels.
Yeah.
Just swap your reels and you'll be fine.
Absolutely. Well said.
I love that, man. I love that. And I think I wasn't even expecting to go that deep into social media early, but I think honestly, like, I know we ramble on about it on this channel, on other episodes of the podcast.
For good reason, lads.
But it literally is the key that unlocks a better life. Like, if there's one thing I could force you to do, if I could step in your body and do that, I wouldn't give you better social skills. I wouldn't give you better productivity, whatever. I'd delete your social media because that is like the start of all of those
prerequisite,
things.
Exactly. It's a prerequisite to learn how to talk to girls, to learn how to level up your social skills, to be confident, to work more on your business or your body or whatever it is. It's a prerequisite to all of those things. Everything else just falls into place when you do not have social media to fall back on.
Man, I feel like I'm talking to a mirror here. It's so good.
It's nice, isn't it? It's good. It's refreshing.
It is good, but I like once in a while, it's nice to have a little circle jerk. You know what I mean? It's brilliant. Awesome. So like I said, Luke records amazing, authentic videos.
Thank you very much.
Mostly in nature, right? And you've recorded a few indoors.
I believe.
I remember everyone in the comments like, why are you outdoors? He's inside. What's happening? and I could even see you almost like bouncing in your chair because you want to be walking and talking and everything.
I get like that. I really am. I don't know if I've got ADHD or some bullshit, but there's something wrong with me. I just need to move constantly. Do you know what I mean?
That's a good thing. I think a lot of people wish they had that, but. Yeah, just going more back to your life. Tell us, what does your day-to-day look like? Because I think a lot of people would benefit from just hearing, you know, other than recording videos, what does your day look like, roughly? Yeah, so I'll break it down, the tasks that I do, and I'll break down why I do those tasks as well and the benefit that it has. So obviously I start my day with a bit of knowledge. So that can be in the form of an audio book or a book or just learning of some sort. I like to do it from reading because obviously I want to stay away from the screens first thing in the morning. So I like to read just maybe a chapter of any book that I pick. And the reason I do this first thing in the morning is because when you wake up, your subconscious brain is open to information, right? That filter that filters out the conscious and the subconscious, that's gone. When you first wake up, you're in that sleepy state. That's why it takes a while to warm up to the world. You know, you're still processing what's going on. So I like to take in information as soon as I wake up. So I'll read a book, take in that information, that'll solidify itself in my subconscious for the rest of the day. And that's it, you know, it's in there. After I've read a bit of a book, I will go on to meditate for usually 10 minutes. That's kind of like my sweet spot. I'll meditate for 10 minutes and again, just to maintain presence, get myself in a nice clear headspace, eliminate any negative thoughts, things like that. And I usually meditate to transmute sexual energy, obviously presence, but then I'll get myself into this state of being where my body's almost numb. So I can't really feel any physical sensations. It's all, the best way I can describe it, it's just me and the external world. It's like I'm out of my body, like an out-of-body experience almost. It's weird, and I think you do that by completely relaxing all your muscles, you know, and keeping yourself in that state where you don't move a muscle, and your body will literally go numb, you know. And I remember I was having my tattoos done once, and I did the same thing. I let my body just go completely numb. You don't feel pain, you don't feel anything. You're out of your body completely physically. Wow. And when you're in that state, again, you can better impact the subconscious mind. So I'll meditate until I get into that state, and then I'll transition over into visualization. And I'll visualise my goals for the day, the person I want to be, the kind of lifestyle I want to live, just the self-image, the way I want to see myself in a positive way, who I want to be, how I want to talk, how I want to carry myself. I'll visualise that, you know, hitting 10K on YouTube, whatever it may be. Go through my visualisation process, solidify that into my brain for the day. Then I'll get myself out of this kind of meditative state, and I'll get up and I have some plants in my room, and I consider this as part of my routine. You know, so I just water my plants, and it's very military-like, my morning routine. It's very like one after the other, bam, 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 bam. Water the plants, and then I'll do a bit of gratitude journaling. Obviously, get myself in that positive mindset for the day. Gratitude journaling's done, and then I'll do some push-ups. Do some push-ups to warm myself up, get the blood pumping. Solid. And it just, you know, loosens me up a little bit for ready for the day. And then it's usually just a cold shower. Out to record the videos, get a bit of daylight, get a bit of sunlight on the skin, and then for the rest of the day, I'm a free man. I'm spontaneous, just do whatever. Maybe meet some of the boys, meet some of the girls, whatever it is. Go to the gym. You know what I mean? I'm free for the rest of the evening there. But my morning routine is like that every single day, military like. I've got to get that done, and then I can chill out for the rest of the day, so to speak. You know, so love it, man.
Yeah.
And I guess
how about yourself, though? Let me ask. How about yourself?
Yeah, man. Thank you. No one ever asked me a question on this podcast. You're the best guest so far.
Thank you. I'm interested, man. I want to learn.
Yeah. So honestly, it varies. Like I feel like I'm almost the other way around. So my evening routine is more set, where I play badminton nearly every evening. Yeah. But morning-wise, it's a little more flexible. I like to do something physical most mornings. Recently, I've been really into long-distance running.
Yeah.
Like I sent you that video when I was just out in the middle of nowhere.
Was that first thing in the morning, was it? Yeah.
Yeah, mate. So I set on that morning. I set off at 6, and got back at about 8:30.
Oh, it's such a good feeling, though, isn't it? It's such a good feeling when you kickstart the day like that. And a bit of cardio, especially. It's, it sets you up in that productive mindset for the rest of the day.
Honestly,
breathe. It's just
long-form cardio. Game changer.
Yeah.
Game changer.
Absolutely.
Like all of these bodybuilding bulkers. Like, what are you doing,
Cardio's
mate?
killing your gains.
Cardio's killing your gains. Never train abs.
Listen, mate, if you want a cardiac arrest or a heart attack, yeah, neglect cardio, but you've got to get it in there. You've got to get it in there. You've got to keep yourself healthy, you know.
And just presence as well.
Yeah.
Just being able to be out of breath but still be calm.
Yeah.
That's such a beautiful.
And focus on your breath as well. Calm your breath down. Slow your heart rate after a long run where you're like trying to get your breath back. That will bring you into the present moment like nothing else, you know.
Mate, honestly, controlling the breath is like the start of all human progression. Really, if you can control your breath, you can control anything. So I do that. Then come back home, shower, and then I try and launch straight into deep work. Again, it's kind of similar to you with the information thing, I guess, in a way. I find that if I leave my deep work late in the day, it's not deep work, it's just shallow work. You know what I mean?
It's all over the place, isn't it? Distractions here and there, yeah.
And my deep work varies, so it might be recording some videos, it might be learning coding, it might be just replying to some really important emails from work, or creating some thumbnails. Whatever my most high priority, like closest, it might be a uni deadline, whatever my most high priority, closest deadline, most mentally demanding task is, I try and just smash through that for 2-3 hours, sitting in this very room, at that desk, which you can't see on the screen.
It's top secret.
I mean, I'm joking. This is a studio.
Studio? What do you mean bedroom?
What do you mean? This is a bedroom. So yeah, mate. That's what it looks like for me. And I suppose similar to you, I don't eat anything. I love just being hungry.
I forgot to mention that. Actually, it's a good point.
I mean, just the fact that you didn't mention it is a good thing. Because I see all these American self-help videos, YouTubers like, I wake up and I get a Greek yogurt and then I drink this and I eat that and then first of all, I reckon that's because they're selling those products and they've got affiliate links anyway. Yeah. But even if not, I think it's just a stupid thing to do to eat in the morning, isn't it?
It is, because you want to be in that hunt mode. It's the same with the whole semen retention NoFap thing. You have to put yourself in this hunger mode where you're seeking something, right? And whether that's food or whatever, you can transition the motivation from, oh, I need to get food, to, oh, I need to complete this task. Yes. Then I'm allowed food, you know? So it puts you in that hungry mindset of like, right, I'm only allowed to eat food when I've done this amount of videos, this amount of work, whatever it is that you set for yourself. Because you'll feel it, you start, I'm getting hungry now, but I know what I've got to do to earn that food, yeah? Because most people wake up and I feel like eating, so they'll eat.
Like, I deserve breakfast.
Yeah. For what? What have you done? Do you know what I mean? You woke up, you've come out of bed, that's it.
In fact, you've come out of bed, you've been on your phone for a bit.
Yeah, scrolled.
Yeah,
and now you think you deserve food? No chance, mate. You know, you got to get out there and earn it. So I forgot to mention that. It's good that you mentioned, because lads, earn your food. Okay, breakfast is a myth. You got to earn that shit. Okay,
very important. Health is number one. And honestly, until recently, I wasn't big into like diet and managing that. And obviously, even now, I don't overcomplicate it. Yeah. But just like intermittent fasting, cutting down on sugar, having a decent amount of protein. That's all you need to know.
Do you find it helps with running as well? You know, when you run fasted versus when you eat food, big difference.
Insane. I can't run with food now. I literally feel it in my stomach, my lungs, everywhere. It's just clogged up.
You know what's weird? I used to be heavy on running 8 miles, 10 miles every single day, bam, smashing it out. But I used to eat like stupidly. I wasn't really clued up at this time, but I used to eat before I went on a run, because I was like, I want fuel. I want to be fueled up for the run. I feel sluggish. I'd be like, I got a stitch all the time. My shoulder would hurt. You know, all these random aches and pains throughout the run that would just make it uncomfortable. As soon as I started fasting in the morning and going for my run first thing in the morning, oh my god, different world. I could breathe, my lungs felt open, you know. It was like, this is it, it's what I've been missing. No stitch, nothing, like all the problems went away. So I think just earning that food, limiting a little bit more. You know, you don't need to be stuffing your face. You can have a big meal at the end of the day, you know what I mean? You can treat yourself at the end of the day and get all your calories in then. You know, if you're a big eater, if you've got a big appetite, you can do it like that, you know. So you don't have to bulking, you got to stuff your face every single second of the day, you know. It's just,
I love that analogy of food as fuel, because it's a good analogy, but if you think about it more carefully, food is fuel. Would you fill up your car when it's already 3/4 full? Yeah. No, of course you wouldn't. Exactly. You'd wait till it's empty, then you'd go to the petrol station, you'd fill it all the way up. Yeah. Whereas people are, the car loses a tiny bit of fuel and they're just filling it, and putting a lot of pressure on the food tank and the systems and just just being stupid. You know what I mean?
It's a survival mechanism, I think, that though, isn't it? Because we don't know when we're going to get our next meal, so naturally
our brain is designed to see food.
Caveman brain. We're motivated to just eat whenever we see food. So that's where discipline comes in. Get that discipline in there, 100%. Earn your food, and you'll be able to appreciate it more as well. So.
Wow.
Glad you mentioned that.
That topic went a lot deeper than expected.
It did, didn't it?
But I'm not.
We went from social media to breakfast. How do we do it?
I eat social media for breakfast. And I shit it out. No, but I have no regrets. I'm happy with all of that conversation.
Absolutely.
So we've found out a little bit about your life, about how you have this quite like military morning routine. You record your videos. You intermittent fast, then you kind of leave the rest of the day to just enjoy life, just be present, to be in non-Andrew Tate mode. In fact, tell us about that.
Yeah,
tell us about Andrew Tate mode versus non-Andrew Tate mode.
Let me break this down for you boys, okay?
And actually tell us why both are important in a way.
Alright, sweet. So we've got the Andrew Tate mode, which is what I like to call it, which you can also refer to as your do mode or work mode, whatever you want to picture it as. It's basically the go, go, go. I've got this to do, I've got this to do, I've got this to do. It's constant work. That's Andrew Tate mode, okay? The other side to that, the counterpart, which I call, I guess, spirituality mode or just present mode, right? You have to combine these two. You have to find an equilibrium, a perfect balance. You can't have one without the other. If you're too much in Andrew Tate mode, do, constantly go, 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 looking for the next task, you'll never be able to take time to appreciate the present moment, to appreciate what you've got, to appreciate the people you've got around you while they're still here, okay? So if you're too far in Andrew Tate mode, you get too distant from reality. But if you're too far in the present, too far in spiritual mode, you'll be like, well, I don't need anything else. Yeah, because if a lot of you guys meditate, you'll find that at some point on your meditation journey, you'll get to this point where you feel like, what's it all worth? Yeah, I've got everything that I need here to be a normal, happy, and again, happy in quotations. You can all define that as you will. Human being, I don't need anything else. I have everything that I need. So you need to find the perfect balance between the two. Okay, and what I recommend is starting your day off with the Andrew Tate mode. Okay, starting your day off with work. You get your stuff done, you get your tasks done, and then for the evening you can enjoy life. That's where the present mode comes in. That's where I guess your spirituality mode comes in. You can just enjoy social connection, presence, going to the gym, really feeling that connection in the muscle. Having a laugh with your boys while they're still here, telling your mum that you love her, things like that, right? Just appreciating what you've got. You have to find that perfect balance, because if you don't. Balance the Andrew Tate with the spirituality, you're going to find that you don't get any work done on this side, but on this side you're getting too much work done to the point where you can't appreciate what you've already got. So I think it's and that was hard for me. It was hard for me to find balance. I'm not a balanced guy. I'm an extremist. I really am. All or nothing kind of thing. So, but it's something that I had to learn, and I think, it's I don't really know where we're going with that, but it's important to understand that, just find that balance between work and just enjoying life at the same time, because you have one spin around the earth, and if you just constantly working, striving for the next thing, you never take time out to have a laugh and enjoy yourself and smile and just appreciate your time with your boys. What's it all worth?
Exactly.
All that money, all that success, what's it worth though?
Exactly. And it's strange actually, because I've had this exact same insight, which is in slightly different words recently. And the way I try to condense it down is every minute of your day should be spent doing one of two things: either making progress or making memories.
Yeah, I love that. I'm stealing that actually. That's really, really good. I like that.
All yours, mate. All yours. But it's so true. And I mean, you can go to Luke's channel, and I'm sure you'll find a lot of both. You'll find some gym compilation videos, and you'll also find some life as a Chad videos. I'll allow you to guess what you think that's about, or check out Luke's channel.
Link in the description, my boy.
But awesome, man. Yeah, and I think. You seem to have it to a T. I remember a video which uploaded a few days ago was my mental health is literally perfect. Here's how. Yeah. Really, really good video.
Thank you.
I'm such a fanboy, man. I remember every word of the title, mate. Honestly,
better than me. I was like, wait, what? Did I record that? I didn't remember.
But it's true, because you're making the most out of your life. Every single day, you don't get this is just a theory. It's just that. No, it's not a theory, it's the truth, mate. The truth is that all anxiety is caused by pretty much getting to the end of the day and then realising, I've not lived to my potential. Yeah. At least as a man. Yeah. Our biggest source of happiness is getting to our potential. So either we get to our potential and we're happy, or we slack off and we relax. Yeah. And then we get to the end of our day and we're like, I'm not happy. So the fact that you've got good mental health just shows that you're making the most out of your day. However, you weren't always like that. Life wasn't always so much sunshine and rainbows, as they say.
Never is it, lads?
So tell us the Luke Spurgeon story from the beginning.
Sweet. So, let's start from birth, actually, because it's quite interesting. I was born 3 months premature, so 3 months early. The doctors told my mum, he might not make it, and even if he does, he might have some health conditions, might be born blind, brain damage, etc., etc. Obviously, the man himself came out completely fine, no health defects at all. Other than
you just wanted a head start.
Exactly, I just wanted a head start. I couldn't wait for you guys.
3 months, mate. I'm not waiting that long.
3 months. Fuck that. I'm out, boys. I got work to do. You know what I mean?
Passive income to generate, mate.
Exactly. So money, time is money. I ain't waiting in here. So yeah, I got out 3 months. 3 months early. Born completely fine. I had chronic lung disease. I still do, but I don't really label it. I don't really, put myself into that box. It just basically means my lungs are a bit weaker. Find it hard to take breaths in, but I don't. Again, my self-image. I don't label myself as that. I use it as fuel. Use it as motivation. Power on. So yeah, born early. Had quite a rough upbringing. My biological dad was, a bit abusive. Let's just say, without getting too nitty gritty, a bit abusive to my family, to myself, and that caused a lot of deep-rooted aggression and I guess trauma as well, if I'm being honest with myself. A lot of anger issues, I guess you could say. I'd find myself just flipping out on a little. Let's say, for example, now I spilt this water. Right, back in the day, me with no emotional intelligence, no emotional control, I'd flip out and I'd just punch the desk, or I'd start punching the wall. I'd get angry. And I wouldn't know why. It's something so insignificant, It doesn't really matter. I just spilt water, just clean it up, But that aggression would just boil up, and I didn't have an outlet. And what I found was, obviously going up through high school, my outlet was fighting, so I used to get into a lot of fights, so I used to just take my anger out on other people. I didn't really have an outlet properly for that, to channel it. So yeah, rough upbringing in terms of high school, wasn't really academic, dropped out of school in year 9, which is the 3rd year of high school for Americans. I'm not sure if the system's the same, but yeah. Year 9 in high school, dropped out of college as well. Never really academic, I was sitting there thinking this just isn't for me. So kind of started educating myself, but yeah, I was just going on this journey of back and forth, this tug of war in my brain of like, what is wrong with me? Why do I keep having these anger issues? Why do I keep having these problems where I get so pissed off at little things? What is it? And I started doing a bit of introspective work, started doing, a bit brutally honest with myself, right, why are you getting angry right now? What's causing this? And I came to the conclusion, right, it must be because of my childhood, it must be because of maybe what I've seen, I don't even remember myself, my mum can vouch for me, whatever, but that's where the aggression comes from. Cool, we've found the cause, now we need to solve the problem, which is, the fact that I don't have an outlet for it, the fact that I don't really channel it in the right way. And I believe that, a lot of you guys at home, you may feel the same. You've got this anger, you've got this aggression. Sometimes you get pissed off for no reason. There is nothing wrong with that. We're men, we've got testosterone.
It's a good thing, if anything.
Absolutely. And I believe we're born to conquer. We're born to fight. We're born to if you don't have that aggression in you, you can't conquer anything. You need a bit of I guess, badness inside of you to overcome challenges, to overcome what life's.
And then you've got to control it.
Exactly.
And channel it.
Absolutely well said. So what I realised was, okay, I've got this aggression, this is a fuel, this is a tool that I can use. Now I need an outlet. Now I need to find something to put this fuel into that is going to give me a positive reward.
Yes.
So I started running, started getting into cardio, heavy sprints up the hill and stuff like that. Just like, I fucking couldn't get angry at myself almost, you know what I mean? Sprinting up the hill, started getting into the gym, weightlifting, that kind of thing. And I started reading a lot of military books. I was into the military. I wanted to join the army for a large period of time. And I started reading the books by a guy called Ant Middleton. He was a British Special Forces soldier. And I really resonated with him because he spoke about the same things, aggression and how it's built up and how if you don't have an outlet for it, it's going to cause you a lot of negativity, right? So I started reading these books, like, wow, I like this. These books taught me about, controlling your mind in extreme stress. Obviously, going to war, very stressful situations. I was like, right, let me take that military man mindset and apply it to normal day-to-day life and see if I can benefit from that. Reading the books, started applying it, started going for runs, started bettering myself, and I found that I fell in love with that journey of just becoming a more positive and in control individual. I love the feeling of like, right, I'm feeling stressed right now, but I don't have to let it out. I don't have to let it out in a negative way. I don't have to allow this emotion to dictate my actions. My actions can be, I guess, dictated by myself through control, through harnessing that emotion, using it. It's the same with anything: fear, sadness, anger, aggression, whatever it is. You can control it. Can use it to advantage, and I guess I fell in love with that journey, and I've never looked back since, I guess. So
I love that, man.
Yeah, it's interesting how you can reframe your mind completely. I'm pretty much the same person.
Yes.
Not much has changed, other than maybe obviously matured a little bit more, etc. Built the body, whatever. In terms of who I am at the core, still the same. I still get those.
All started from here. Yeah.
Still got those moments where I feel a bit angry, feel a bit aggressive, but now reframing the way I see that aggression into a positive rather than negative. Absolutely powerful stuff. It's crazy.
I love that, man. And I mean, when we were planning out this podcast and things we wanted to say, etc., this is the thing that just rose to the top immediately.
Yeah.
Because we were like, people at home need to hear this. People at home need to know that, you know, we aren't, you know, born into like amazing families and amazing upbringings. Me included. I'll briefly tell you my story. I was a very nerdy kid growing up, and I was, you know, big into like Rubik's Cube and maths and all this stuff. And it wasn't a bad thing, which I now found out because I can like use that again rather than to be nerdy and unattractive. I can use it to like code and solve problems and to articulate myself better by being logical and stuff. But yeah, going from that to a more social, outgoing person who just enjoys life and makes the most of every moment.
Yeah, and it shows, by the way. It absolutely shows. You know, you're very presentable with the way you articulate. It's good. It's good.
I appreciate that, bro. I appreciate that.
Use that as inspiration, boys. If we can come from the absolute mud, like that fucking nerd, socially awkward, video game addicts, you know the drill. You know the lot, right? I swear, young men always have the same trajectory in life. It's always the exact same. Okay, so if we can do it, why can't you? Yeah. Why can't you? You know?
Yeah. And regardless of how old you are, right? Whether you're 30, you're 40, whether you're 15, you're 12, you're 25, whatever age you are watching this, there's like, the only thing you can do is start your journey today. Start your journey. Today is the first day of the rest of your life. Yeah. One of my favourite quotes of all time.
Yeah, and the experience is going to be the same regardless, whether you start at 18 or 25, it doesn't matter. A lot of guys beat themselves, oh, I'm 25 years old, I'm just starting to learn this stuff. It doesn't matter. The experiences will be the exact same. You're still going to get the same rewards, still going to get the same benefits, you're still going to feel fulfilled on the fact that you are improving yourself. You can look in the mirror and think, yeah, I've done a good job today. You know, the experience is still the same. So,
and as we know, right, the beautiful thing about the male timeline is that you have got more time to sort yourself out. Don't use that as an excuse. If you're 15 right now, do not be like, oh, well, I can just wait till I'm 30 and then self-improve.
Because I peak in my 30s. Like, don't use it as an excuse.
But equally, if you are older, then don't panic, is what we're trying to say. You know what I mean? Like, whatever phase you're at in life now, however old you are, now is the time to improve. And in fact, looking at the economic climate, I don't really watch the news, so I don't know why I'm using these terms.
The economic climate.
Looking at the economic climate, looking at the way the world is now, it's a perfect time to improve. Is what I'm trying to say.
Absolutely.
Even without watching the news, you can look around in real life and see how the world is different, even from what it was 10 years ago, even 5 years ago. The world's very different. Pre-COVID versus today, a lot of stuff has changed, and you know from your personal stories, your personal experiences, that now is as good a time to improve as any, if not better. Fantastic. Let's talk a little bit more about your videos.
Absolutely.
Most of them are about social skills. And I think that's very interesting. Very, very interesting, because usually that seems to be kind of like a niche topic within a self-improvement YouTuber's channel. You know, most of them are about like fitness or about like girls and making money. Tell us, why social skills? What kind of, why do men need to know about social skills, and why does the average man struggle with social skills so much? Because those videos resonate a lot with the audience.
Very good question. I think, first of all, why? Why do you need social skills? Well, it's absolutely fundamental for life. For you as a human being, it is bred in you to be a social creature. Not only in terms of human being, in an animalistic sense, we're social creatures, but also for your mental health. Social connection is one of the top 4, I believe, best things for your mental health. If you can have anything in the world, if you are not socially connected, if you are completely alone, it's
just to quickly cut in here. They did a research study, and this was like a meta-analysis, which means they researched like thousands of people. You have these like small studies that are sometimes a bit biased, but this was this massive meta-analysis to find out what is the factor that affects people's mental health and fulfillment the most. And at number 2 was health. Literally, you know, how physically active you are, what you're, you know, what, like, if you're able to like walk and talk and like do all that kind of stuff. And at number 1 was relationships and social skills.
So, do you know what? That's actually very, very powerful, because you could be disabled, you could literally not be able to move, but if you are socially connected, your mental health can still be in a positive state of mind, isn't it? It's very, very powerful. Like.
And I mean, you look at it like, this is not an example to aim for, but you sometimes go into like an old like rusty pub, and there's an old man who's like fat and he's like old and everything, but he's got his mates by his side. He's talking to them. He's still chatting up the same bartender that he was 30 years ago. Do you know what I mean? And just that's the one thing that's keeping him going. And obviously, like again, like I said, that's not the example we want to aim for. We want to be in good health when we're that age and all that stuff. But like, what I'm saying is, even when you strip away everything else, when you've got social skills, that's like the light that keeps you going, isn't it? That is the reminder of why we're here on the earth, is right? Is to connect.
Yeah.
It's to be a tribe.
And it can drag you through all sorts of situations. Just because of my social skills alone, my speaking skills, my communication skills, I've got myself out of being stabbed, got myself out of altercations, got myself out of being robbed. No. All of these situations, talking to girls, everything that you want out of life, making money. How are you going to make any money if you can't speak to another human being, right? Absolutely fundamental. In any situation you could think of, you need social skills to excel at. You know what I mean? It's like, unless you want to be a recluse and sit in your room and live through the online world like a little incel, you need social skills. You know what I mean?
Wait, I want to do that. What did you say before?
Oh, why were you even watching this?
Everybody wants to do that, right?
An incel. You know what I mean? Like, no. So I think, obviously mental health is a fundamental for you as a human being, but also if you want to excel at any point in the world, you want to meet girls, you want to have friends, you want to make money, do well in your business, you got to learn how to talk to people. You've got to learn how to maintain eye contact, firm handshake, polite manners, say please and thank you. Little things like this that a lot of you guys overlook because, game, or they'll teach you how to make money. Level up your social skills first and you will learn how to make money. Go and speak to that fucking millionaire with good social skills, with a firm handshake, good eye contact. Guess what? It's going to teach you how to make some fucking money. Yeah, it's absolutely fundamental. That's why, right? Because obviously everything that you want in life, you've got to have social skills really to acquire it. What was the second question, sorry?
Why do people struggle so much?
Why do people... social media, absolutely. Social
Simple
media.
as that, really, isn't it?
Yeah, no need to go any further. Social media.
No need to elaborate. Absolutely, man. And yeah, I guess obviously there's so much within social skills. There's there's like eye contact. There's how to speak. There's what to speak. We were even talking about a simple tip literally just before we recorded this, which is open your mouth wider, make more exaggerated shapes. I remember the moment I was told this. It's one of those things that stuck with me. Sometimes you receive advice and you forget like the day after, but this is one of the things. It must have been a year and a half ago at work that someone told me this. And he said, you're always told to speak clearly and speak more slowly. Yeah. And obviously don't speak at 100 miles an hour, but you can speak with pace and still be understood. The only thing you've got to do is make sure you're making exaggerated shapes with your mouth. Yeah. So even though it feels a bit weird, I think, again, we all get used to, in the modern day, just kind of like being lazy even with our lips. Yeah, yeah. So you talk to some people and they talk like this, and even though they're talking pretty slowly, they're still quite hard to understand because they're not opening the mouth. Whereas even if I speak quickly like this, but as long as I'm making exaggerated shapes with my mouth, you can still understand what I'm saying.
Body language as well is a big one.
Huge. So yeah, that was going to be the question actually. Yeah. Tell us,
absolutely,
if you had to summarise it to just a few a few important social skills and social mannerisms that people should prioritise, what should it be?
Very good question. Obviously, eye contact. Absolutely.
Yes.
You can have all the body language, you can have all the, fluentness and the way you speak, but if you're not looking the person in the eyes when you're speaking to them, it all goes out the window.
Eyes are the window to the soul.
Absolutely, lads. Remember that, yeah? So eye contact, number one. Definitely, I think it's top on the list. Eye contact. Body language is a big one. If you're walking around with your hands in your pockets, even now, lads, look at the difference, right? If I'm talking with my hands in my pockets, hunched over, really shy, recluse,
We've had very good posture in this, haven't we?
Haven't we? So I'm trying to display to the boys, listen, this stuff. And versus just body language, talking with my hands, okay? Open body language, almost literally speaking with your hands, it can make a big difference, right? You can speak as clear and concisely as you want, but if you're, maybe, you know what I mean? It just makes a big difference. So body language, talking with your hands, hand gestures, you learn these things by putting yourself out there in the real world. You're not going to learn that through sitting on Instagram, right? So get out in the real world, you'll learn what's acceptable, you'll learn what's not. You might have to go for a bit of an awkward phase of like, that was a bit weird, I don't really know what I'm doing. How do I stand? Where should I put my hands? What should I say? How should I speak? All of this stuff you will learn, and it's quite ironic. Now we are the most socially connected world with social media. We can talk to anyone in any part of the world, but we are the most socially anxious. Yes. People don't even know how to hold a conversation and speak to each other. It's very ironic, isn't it? But when you remove that crutch, again, we don't have any social media, no Instagram, no Tinder to meet girls. If I want to meet girls, guess what? I've got to do it the hard way. I've got to go up to a girl in person, learn to be socially acceptable, learn to use my hands and speak properly and look confident while I'm doing it, learn to maintain eye contact. I've got to learn to do that shit the hard way. I'm going to get turned down a couple of times, I'm going to get rejected, but it's part of the process, it's part of learning, right? Rather than sitting on Tinder with my shit posture in the dark, no ring lights, right? In the dark, curtains closed, no sun, and messaging girls through Tinder, it's not the way. So body language, number two. In terms of social skills, I say the way you speak, I think a lot of guys, obviously, they speak really fast, like you said before, but they speak fast in a way where you can't really understand them, they're stuttering, they're stumbling over the words. Stuttering, I believe I read this somewhere, and obviously don't cite the study because I don't really know where I found it, but maybe it was from a book or something. But stuttering is caused by the over-concerned nature of what you're going to say and how you're coming across. So right now, if I was overthinking, oh, what does he think of me? What does he think of me? How am I coming across right now? What do the guys on the camera think of me? I'm going to stutter because I'm overthinking, right? So my body's trying to stop me from doing what it is that I'm going to do because, oh, what if I mess up? Whereas if you are just present in the moment, again, meditation will help with that. You're present in the moment, eye contact, you're actually enjoying it. I think that's a big part of it as well. Number 4 is just enjoy it. Enjoy being social. Enjoy speaking to people. Yeah. Have a laugh. Enjoy it. Find out more about that person. Be genuinely interested in the other person. Forget about yourself. Oh, what should I do? Where should I put my hands? What should I say next? Don't worry about that. Yeah. What does this person know that I
The ball's in
know?
their court, isn't it?
Yeah. Absolutely. You know, what do I want to know about this person? That makes a big difference as well. But yeah, the way you speak, you don't have to slow it down, but just practice speaking a bit more articulately, you know, having a way with words. It helps with the women as well, it absolutely does. So reading can help with that, writing, you know, just slowing your thought process down when you're speaking can help a lot to just articulate yourself much more clearly and concisely. Have you got any more to add to that list?
I think something that you say, and this is a really simple one, is just see them as another human being.
Yeah.
It's like, people often say to me, oh, you know, but I'm too scared to talk to strangers. And I'm like, you're telling me that someone that you met at the park is a stranger. Think about this, right? You met someone at your local park that's like 200 meters away from your house. Yeah. That person is their local park as well. They probably live within half a mile radius of you. That is literally your community, and it's not your city, it's not your town, it's the subset of your town that you both live in. And you have the balls to call that person a stranger.
Yeah, literally.
Get a grip.
That's disrespectful, bro.
That is extremely disrespectful.
If I see you every day walking through the park and you call me a stranger, no, mate, we've seen each other. Do you know what I mean?
We're part of the same community. We're essentially neighbours.
Yeah.
So if you see someone, just anywhere, even if you're on holiday and that's not your community or whatever, for that week that you're there in your holiday villa, resort, hotel, wherever you stay, that is your community.
Yep.
You know what I mean? That is your community. Your community just means the people you are around at this moment in time. So just stop seeing people as strangers in the first place. And also, again, this is another thing you said, you don't have to get something out of it every time. I suppose this is kind of like, you know, have fun, enjoy it, be present. Yeah. You don't have to go for the number or the Snapchat or the Instagram if you still use those stupid apps.
Come on, lads, get off there.
Yeah. But like, I used to fall victim to this. Like, if I talk to a girl and I don't get a number, that was an unsuccessful interaction.
I failed.
Even though we had an amazing conversation, shit, I forgot. Like, sometimes it just happens where she's like, I've got to go, and I'm like, cool, I'll see you around. And shit, I forgot to get the Instagram. But like, what's wrong with that? Yeah. And if, you know what's even more kind of positive and optimistic and hopeful than that is the fact that you'll probably see that girl again in that same park. And the fact that you didn't get her number is actually a really good thing. Yeah. It's a really good thing because you're not desperate. Exactly. It shows the abundance mindset. And it's just nice as well. It's nice to not have to end every conversation with a formality where you both awkwardly pull your phones out and like, I've typed your number.
You want it to be organic. You want it to be natural. Where it's like, I've been there before. Do you want to go together sometime? Maybe we can work out. Cool.
Yeah,
I'll be in contact this weekend. Something natural like that. Not nice talking to you. Can I get your number? Do you know what I mean? It's
I love that.
We'll go to the park. I like to go to that park sometimes too. Yeah, we'll go together sometimes. Something like that. Natural, organic. You're not forcing.
Always. Yeah. And I love that. And I've done that in the gym a lot of times. And this is another thing to mention as well. If you're scared of talking to girls, then first of all, grow up. Again, it's just another human being. But honestly, just grow up. If you want to progressively overload it and work your way up, talk to every other person. Yes. Talk to the old man in the park. Talk to the single mom. Talk to the talk to the cleaner at work.
Everyone, open your mouth and speak more. Just say words. A lot of you guys are walking around as if your mouth is glued shut. Like, I don't know what to say. What if I embarrassment? Just say stuff. Yes. Even if you're by yourself and you trip over, just fuck. You know what I mean? Open your mouth and speak. It gets you into this flow of just. I'm able to talk, I'm able to speak. If I see something, nice cap, you know what I mean? Nice shoes. You just get used to opening your mouth and saying words. You never know what conversations can come from that. You know, I've done it plenty of times. At the end of a night out, for example, in the park, in the gym, wherever it is, it doesn't matter where you are, just getting used to speaking to everyone you come into contact with. The guy behind the desk at the gym, the old lady walking around the park, the dog, whatever. Hi mate, you're right, nice dog, cute dog, whatever. Speak to everybody. Make that a habit, make that second nature to the point where you don't even have to think about it anymore. I am that guy that just speaks to everyone. Yeah, everybody. That's it. That will level up your social skills like nothing else.
Mate,
get to a habit of doing that.
I've stopped using self-checkouts now. If there's
yeah,
someone at the
I
checkout...
make a habit of going up there. How's your day going, mate? Yeah, you're alright. Oh, you got a long shift today. You know, anything. Just some music.
The simplest thing is you've got to stay sharp.
Yeah,
you've got to stay sharp. Because I've had times when I've not been out as much as I wanted to. I've just been like busy with work or whatever. And it's crazy how quickly you lose your social skills.
Yeah.
Like,
It's a muscle.
It should be a normal thing.
I realise it's a muscle. You've got to constantly train it. You know, if you get complacent, it's going to deteriorate. I was thinking about that on the train journey here. Actually, I was like, you know what?
Social skills is a muscle.
Why is social skills? Why if I went a week without speaking to anybody? Why would my social skills deteriorate? I was really dwelling on that fact. Like, I guess it's a muscle. You have to constantly train it. You got to warm yourself up into that state of being. You know,
100%.
Interesting.
And I think just to close off the thought about talking to anyone, not just girls.
Yeah.
You'll find that there's like a 90% overlap. Like if you've been deep into the online dating coaches to YouTube, they convince you that girls like some creature from another land.
Species,
They're like, okay, you speak to your friends like this, you can't do that. You speak to the old man in the park like this, you can't do that. You absolutely can, and you absolutely should. Like, 90% of it is the same. Obviously, when you want to escalate, when you want to show romantic attraction, you've got to have the extra layer. But 90% of what you say to her and how you act and the body language and everything is exactly the same. Exactly the same. I would go as far as 95%.
That was absolutely spot on. That was perfect. Yeah, and I like the way you added in the romantic thing and when you want to escalate. Yeah, you do change up a little bit, but for the most part, you coming across and just being a normal, friendly, non-creepy individual and just having a conversation with a person, that will make you 10 times more attractive anyway. Because most guys either A, don't say anything, they walk past and they're scared to death, they can't say anything to another girl, right? Or B, they'll come over and just go, oh, you're really pretty, can I get your Snapchat, right? They'll say something like that, right? So if you want to stand out from the crowd, go over there and just have a normal, friendly conversation, like you would with your boys or with the old lady in the park, just a normal conversation, you know, anything. And then, if she's receptive to the energy, if she's interested in you, you can clearly tell she's attracted to you, then you can escalate, then you can start applying some of the game tips, you know, speak with more of a soft-spoken tone, whatever it is you want to do, right? Eye contact, use the triangle, you know, whatever it is, you know, then you can start applying all these little tips and tricks. But for the most part, initiating a conversation with a girl, just do it like you would with your boys. Exactly the same. Obviously, don't be crude, don't be disrespectful. You might have some inside jokes with your boys, don't do that. Pretty common sense, but just for disclaimer, you got to throw it out there, right? But for the most part, keep it simple.
Love that, man. Continuing with pure authenticity here, I need a piss, so I'm going to clap and we'll have a little transition to the next bit.
Absolutely. Boom.
And we're back!
Petition, mate.
The tank is emptied and we're ready to continue.
Oh.
Nice little vibration noise in the door stopper there. Alright. The next thing I want to talk about is mental health. We've kind of touched upon it about, when we talk about social media, when we talk about getting things done and living your best day to have your best mental health. But what does mental health mean to you? And again, why do people struggle with it?
Mental health to me is absolutely everything. I think the body and mind are linked, they're in harmony, and if you neglect either one of them, the other one will fall. So you could be in the most, the best shape possible, you can have the good body, whatever, you can be a chad, aesthetic jawline, but if your mental health is, on the downfall,
you've got no chance.
Yeah, exactly. So mental health for me is absolutely fundamental, it's everything. Hence why I start my day with it, hence why I start my day with meditation, gratitude journaling. It's all to make sure my mental health is on point, it's always in the game. I think a lot of guys just don't prioritise it. Maybe they think it's feminine or whatever. I've heard this from guys, oh, I don't want to meditate, that's gay or that's feminine. Do you know what I mean? They put it into these boxes, they kind of categorise this kind of stuff. And I think if you're a bit more open-minded about it, and you actually consider some of these ways of doing things, don't knock it till you try it kind of thing.
Yes.
Then you might actually find that you benefit from it. Why do we struggle with mental health? I think obviously social media. I think what a lot of it is the world nowadays is designed and is conditioned purposely not to get too controversial or in-depth or anything in particular, but a lot of companies design certain products to be addictive on purpose, to grab your attention, to keep you in a never-ending loop of consuming or buying, whatever it is. So I think that fucks your mental health because that's literally taking your attention, it's taking your time, it's taking your energy, and
your money sometimes.
And your money, and it's zapping it into something that you don't really care about. If you were to remove that out of your life, you're not going to die. You'd actually probably find that you benefit. It's the same with social media. Once you remove it, life's amazing. I remember the first time I deleted Instagram and Snapchat and all that shit. I whipped out my phone. Naturally, I would just check Instagram. I just click on it. Like it was second nature. It was a habit. I whipped it out and there was nothing there. Yeah. I was like, wow, this is liberating. This feels fucking good. I'm going to go outside now and go talk to some people. Do you know what I mean? So
honestly,
I think
I can relate to that exact experience actually because I when I deleted Instagram, you'd go on the exact page it's on, click
Yeah.
on then, it's a different app or something.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Exactly that.
Yeah, it's
And
WhatsApp.
yeah. WhatsApp, mate.
Email.
Cure your WhatsApp addiction. Buy the online course down below.
Link in description. Coaching down below, boys.
Yeah. I'll definitely link a coaching down below. Actually.
I appreciate you.
If Luke is a fantastic coach, he's on Fiverr, so I'll link his coaching down below. Go and smash it and get in before he increases the price again.
Absolutely, because listen, as the value goes up, as the demand increases,
As the value goes up, the
price.
valuation goes up.
Exactly. So
Love that
get
one.
in there while you can.
Love that. But yeah, no. Going back to Instagram, it's like you say, it was liberating because there's nothing there, but it's also kind of scary, isn't it?
Yeah.
The fact that this is what I was doing by time normally.
Yeah.
And every time you go on it, you enter a portal where you can say, "Oh, I'm going on it to check this one message. I'm going on it for 2 minutes," but you have no idea how addictive your feed is going to be that day.
Yeah, and it's made to be addictive. That's the thing. They make
Design.
money off of you spending more time on the apps. The
Attention.
more adverts you see, the more money they make.
Attention is the currency of social media,
absolutely.
and attention is your currency as a man.
Absolutely.
Yeah. In fact, tell us about that. That's one of my favourite concepts.
Currencies.
Yes.
Yes. So should we talk about the female dynamic as well?
Yeah. Why not?
Yeah,
Just
cool.
briefly. Yeah.
So we have currency as a man is your attention. That is kind of what you give in the male and female dynamic. Nowadays, your attention is what you give to the female. That is what they feed off of, right? They want attention from you, which is why a lot of you guys find you come in our comments and you ask, "Why is this girl ghosting me?" You know, I messaged her, we met on the night out, whatever. She has got what she wanted from you. Maybe you sent her too many texts in a row. Maybe you gave her a bit too much time and attention without anything back. No reciprocal energy. She feeds off of your attention. Now, on the opposite side of that, you feed off of sex. That's what men want from women. You know, just to quickly touch on it, it's an interesting topic to understand. This is why a lot of guys, they'll get sex and then they don't really care about that girl. Oh, I've got it, you know, a lot of fuckboys, whatever you want to call them. So you must understand your attention is your superpower, you know, and if you're giving it away to social media, to the news, to negativity, to people that don't care about you, you're wasting your currency, you're wasting your asset basically, and you're giving it to things that don't even matter. There's no return on investment. Whereas instead you could take that same currency, that same attention, and invest it in yourself, into things that you know are going to bring you fulfillment in the long term. So the gym, making money for yourself, being financially free, taking care of your family, whatever it is that means something to you, that attention is absolutely valuable. You know this already, you're an intelligent individual, but a lot of you guys overlook it, you forget it. So make sure you keep on track of that, yeah? Attention. Remember that.
Mate, the first half of that sounded like something out of Forbes. Invest in this, invest in that. I love it.
Coaching down below.
Always.
Coaching.
It's always there for you boys, always. Awesome, man. And I love that. And I think the last thing I want to touch upon when it comes to mental health is, again, something that we spoke about recently, which is addictions and challenge. And I think those two are like polar opposites. Because if you think about an addiction, whatever it might be, you know, social media, junk food, fill in the rest of the blanks, it all stems from you getting something which should be difficult to get, but you're finding an easy and synthetic alternative.
Absolutely.
So again, we watched a video from Rogue Scientist, actually, I'm going to shout him out, about how what the food you're eating isn't even real food. Like a lot of, I don't know, if you buy a sausage roll, it'll be like 3% sausage, and the rest will just be preservatives, colours, really badly made like bread around it, or like pastry. And again, they're addictive because you're not getting the real thing. You're getting the taste, but you're not getting the nutrients. In the same way, you know, social media, you're getting the social connection, but you're not forcing yourself to go out and actually talk to people and be social. Right? So to counteract that, as well as deleting social media, you've also got to add challenge into your life.
Absolutely.
Like my best days, you'd think, right? You'd think the epitome of human life is to relax. You'd think, okay, one day I'm going to get to a point where I've made all my money, and even now I have to stop myself thinking this. Even now, it's like, it's so nice to just imagine I'm going to relax.
Yeah,
but
sit there, no worries in the world.
Exactly.
You know?
But like, you imagine, right, the epitome of human life is that, you know, I've built my dream body, I've got my dream girlfriend or wife, I have, you know, conquered all my financial goals, and I'm just going to sit and relax. But actually, the most fulfilling part of that is the journey, and the fact that the journey never ends. Even when you get there, you see a lot of celebrities doing it. They get there and then they become really spiritual because they've conquered that level of progress.
So you need that next level of enlightenment.
They need another challenge. Levels of enlightenment.
Exactly. That's what we feed off. It's that dopamine. Isn't the reward itself, but it's the pursuit of the reward, isn't it? That's where you get the dopamine from. So that is why when you are on social media or video games, or, you know, fill in the blanks again, you're on these platforms, I guess you could call them, you're getting what it is that you want: fulfillment, brotherhood, social connection, you know, sex, whatever it is. you're getting that without the work to actually earn it. So you're not earning it. You're getting all this dopamine, all of this oversensitized stimulation.
And your animal brain's happy, but your human brain knows you've not earned this. You don't deserve this. Why are you on here? You're wasting time while everyone else is making progress, or while some other people are making progress.
Hence why you feel like a loser afterwards. Hence why you feel like shit. Hence why you get off it and you think, oh, what the fuck's wrong with me? You know what I mean? Why have I just done that? Because your prefrontal cortex understands, we are getting this in a fake way. We're not actually doing anything for this. You know, you need to get out there, you need to earn it. So I think understanding that dynamic of addiction and challenge, and you need challenge, absolutely, everybody does, especially if you're a young man watching this. You need some sort of challenge, you need something to pursue to the point where you get that reward. That is when it becomes fulfilling, that's when it becomes non-addictive. It's actually you get to enjoy the reward for what it is. You know, it's like the concept of, I speak about in my videos, eating a chocolate bar. You know, rather than, I feel like eating a chocolate bar, I'm just going to go and eat it. You know, for me, I say, right, I've got to do 60 push-ups, then I can have the chocolate bar. It might just be a small chocolate bar, but if I've earned that dopamine hit, because that's all it is, it's just chocolate, it's just sugar, right? I've earned that. That will keep me, not only, number one, not getting addictive, not overindulging, okay, but it also keeps my dopamine receptors healthy. It keeps me being able to appreciate what it is that I've got.
It ties together action reward, whereas when you've got just reward, that really messes you up. Because then you're in cycles and you get tolerance and all this. Man, wow. One more thing I wanted to speak about this was, kind of adding in specific challenges into your life. So obviously it's good to have the habits where you meditate for 10 minutes, you do this for a few minutes, blah, blah, blah. But I think something that's really helped me is just having these like bigger challenges, like going on a really long run, or like you say, recording like 5-6 videos in a row, almost to the point of exhaustion. Right, doing things to the point of exhaustion as a man, doing sprints up a hill like you mentioned earlier, to release that aggression almost fully. Do you know what I mean? Is so important.
And this can be anything. It doesn't have to be a strenuous run. It doesn't have to be 15 videos in a run. It can be literally, I don't feel like saying hello to this person that I'm passing on the street, but I'm going to do it. That's a challenge. It could be something as small as that. Anything. Find anything that makes your life that little bit harder every single day, that little bit more difficult. That challenge will keep you growing as a man. It'll keep you fulfilled. It'll keep you purposeful. And okay, I'm walking down the street. I don't really feel social right now. There's 2 girls walking past. I could just put my head down and walk and pretend I didn't see them. I could pretend to be on my phone. That's the easy option. If you take the hard option, say hello to them. You don't even have to create conversation, just hiya when you're walking past, something like that. Good morning.
Eye contact, smile, hello. Easy as that.
When you embrace that challenge, especially when you don't feel like it, shout out to Hamza. When you embrace it, right, the reward of that, the feeling that you get on the other side of it, that rush that you get, that will set you up for productivity, positivity for the rest of the day. You'll feel like, I can conquer the world now. Even if I've just said hello to strangers, it doesn't feel like the biggest thing in the world, but the fact that I didn't feel like doing that. I wanted to take the easy option, but I did it anyway.
Mate, we are literally the same person. Because I was going to use those exact words there. When you get to the other side. That's so important because there is another side.
Exactly.
There is another side.
Exactly.
The way a lot of you are living now is on the same side. Your reward and your action is like tapping on a screen 4 times. Your reward and your action are on the same side. You've got to jump over this obstacle, this hurdle, this activity that's challenging.
To become the man that you want to be.
And as even though it sounds hard, it sounds a bit, it's going to hurt. That's the whole point.
That's what you want.
You get through it. You get through it, and
builds resilience.
Exactly. You get through it, and honestly, the more and more you do it, you'll know that it's hard, and you'll be tempted to do hard things rather than being tempted to do easy things.
Mate,
as long as you get in this.
You know what? This is something that I've found has become quite a problem. I am so tempted to take the hard option now that I find myself like, I've done 60 push-ups, now go and double it, do 120. You know what I mean? It's like I'm pushing myself constantly every single day. You spoke to that person, now you got a cold approach. These 6 girls in a row. Do you know what I mean? It's like my brain's constantly fighting.
It's the other way around. You've got to like really dial it down.
Now I'm addicted to the difficult side of things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess that's where the equilibrium comes in again. I'm not really a balanced guy,
but again, I feel like everyone talks about balance and you got to balance your life. I think you've got to push to both extremes before you find a balance. You can't just like hit the balance straight away. You've got to push past and then come back down and then you know what I mean. And then slowly find
exactly. It's the same when I used to drink as well. Like, a lot of you guys who know me, I don't drink anymore. When I used to drink, it was the extreme side. I drink absolutely smash, go crazy. And now I'm on the other extreme where I don't drink at all. And for me personally, it's something I could completely cut out of my life. But I think you're absolutely spot on. You need to experience both the extremes, and then you can make an action plan and decide what it is the best course of action going forward. So
exactly.
It's a good way of putting it.
Couple of questions left as we hit the hour mark, pretty much.
Absolutely.
Crazy content.
Mad value,
crazy content.
Boys.
There's a lot of YouTube shorts coming out this, I'm sure.
Absolutely. Just wait for it.
just you wait. Just you wait. With all this low stimulation you're getting, there's going to be an entirely new audience getting a shit ton of heavily edited stuff. So you spoke about extremes there. I think there's one extreme which me and your fans, your audience have seen, which is you deleted all your videos.
Yeah.
Just briefly tell us about that.
Yeah, so this was, I'm grateful for it now, of course, no regrets. This was an impulsive decision that I made that was motivated by social media, actually. I had a little wobble, right? And this was my thing. So the thing that I've always struggled with, video games, drinking, drugs, whatever, all that kind of stuff never really bothered me. But social media has been the one thing. Because in my brain,
me too, man.
The excuse I used to have was, I can use it to my advantage. Let me use it as a tool. Let me go and use it and expand my business even more. So I had this weird impulsive decision, and again, my mind works in crazy ways, bro. But it was this one day I was walking and I thought, right, you know what? Let me download social media again, and let me completely rebrand my channel. Let me get rid of all the unfiltered stuff, all the unedited stuff, and let me completely prioritize growth and success and materialistic stuff and money. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. I was like, okay, boom, deleted all of it. And I was in my brain at the time. I was having this thought of like, right, I'm going to go in there with hyper-edited videos, focus on retention, dopamine, success, money. And then I thought to myself, bro, I'm literally going against my values here because of temptation. And this is where I speak a lot about temptation in my videos. Usually, if you feel like you are tempted to do something, it usually results in a negative outcome. Okay, and this is where it's a dangerous place. It really is, because your mind is a tricky bastard, but it really is. It will trick you to take the easy option every single time. And you've got to take a step back, and this is for you. If you are struggling with something right now, take a step back and ask yourself, what is the difficult option? What is the option of most resistance? What would give me the most growth? Would sitting there, going on social media again, hide editing my videos, not really caring about my viewers, going for all of my success, all of my materialistic growth, that's the easy option. But the hard option would be sticking true to my values, which I set for myself as a man, which is I don't want to be a part of that. I don't want to be on social media. I don't want to be a part of that world. They're the values that I set for myself. Because of temptation, because of an impulsive decision of going against those values, that's dangerous. So that's basically what happened there. And I had to take a step back and realise, okay, who do I want to be as a man? Forget money, forget success, forget materialistic things. Put all of that to one side, because it's fickle. It's all external. It doesn't matter. I have to live with myself every single day, so I want to make sure that I am acting in the most optimal way I can. So who am I as a man? What are the values that I want to set for myself? And I almost created my own religion for myself, just to me. Right, this is what I do, this is what I don't do. And I wrote them out, the do's and don'ts of my life, what I want to stick to in terms of my day-to-day life. And social media is a big one. I don't ever want to go back there again. It's such a negative and toxic environment to go in. You don't even realise what it's doing to you. Yeah. You'll find yourself comparing yourself.
It's so easy to think, I'm enlightened beyond that, I won't be addicted.
Yeah.
The thing is...
Discipline.
Yeah, exactly. Like we've mentioned, and I'm sure everyone watching this knows by now, social media is not run by just like a normal company. It's run by 20 geniuses in America whose only job is to keep you on the app for longer as long as possible. There we go. We got there. And honestly, this is really true, because someone who was in Google, it's called Tristan something. I forget his name. If you search Tristan social media, you'll be able to find him. He literally said that, how every other company has their amount of turnover, the amount of money they've turned over per month, per quarter, per year. Yeah. YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, all of these don't have that. They have the number of hours that people have spent on their apps. The amount of lifetimes. Yeah. They literally boiled it down, and they literally said, okay, if the average person lives 78 years, we've got this many million lifetimes this year. That gives me the chills just saying that now. Even though I knew the words I was going to say, it still gives me the chills saying it. To know that many lifetimes. It's a dark place to be. Extremely, man. Yeah. Extremely. So I'm proud of you, man. I'm proud of you for having that in your values. Thank you.
I appreciate you, brother.
No, always.
It's always refreshing to see somebody that shares the same values. And I recently met a girl. Side tangent. I met a girl that. She's gone on a bit of a dopamine detox, and it's so rare nowadays that just someone saying that to me, like, I don't use social media. It's like, whoa, what the fuck? You're a good one. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know. And
you can notice it. Again, even now, there's something about the eye contact, the presence, the fact that we're bouncing off each other. Throughout this whole podcast, we've never run out of things to say. We've never really.
We can talk for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours.
Honestly, we're literally having to cut ourselves down because we're so present and dialed in. Yeah. And again, I'm not trying to toot our own trumpets here, but. It really is. Even I'm not trying to compare myself with you. I'm trying to compare myself with my social media self. Yeah. And I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful that is part of my values, and that's something that I've realised.
Yeah.
I'm ready for the next stage of enlightenment.
Even going back to what we said at the start, comparing yourself to who you are on social media versus who you're not. That was so clear to me when I got back on there. I felt so negative. I felt like doing other degenerate shit as well, drinking again, playing video games again, other stuff. You know what I mean? You get into this mindset of like, oh, it's okay, discipline. Nah, you've got to be strict on yourself. No, we do not do this. I am the man that does not do those actions.
Yes.
That has to be your self-image. You've got to commit to that lifestyle, and it's going to be hard. Everyone else around you is doing it, but that's where you need to use your discipline. Fuck discipline on social media. Use your discipline to not go back on those apps. Because you know who you are when you're off those apps. You know the man that you could be, the level of presence, the level of eye contact, the level of confidence that you can have, the level of game you have with women. Everything just skyrockets. Nothing goes down when you're off social media. I don't have one thing that I think to myself, if I was on social media right now,
I love this concept.
This would be good. Like, no, everything's gone up. You know what I mean? It's very, very powerful shit.
Again, something that keeps me true to this is you can either have social media or you can have everything else.
Yeah, I love
everything.
That. Yeah,
and
literally everything as well. That's not even an over-exaggeration, but
literally
everything will skyrocket.
Money, girls, social skills, intelligence, focus. Like, I could go on. Yeah. I could list stuff down this entire wall, mate.
You know what's funny?
In 12 size Times New Roman font.
Yeah.
And I would still keep going.
I made a video before I deleted them all. Basically, like, predicting what was going to happen. I said to my boys, listen, I'm pretty much doing a social experiment in real time. I made a video saying I've deleted all my social media. Just pay attention to this channel and watch what happens. At this time, I was on like 800 subs, right? Deleted social media, and I was like, listen, boys, pay attention. This is what happens when you direct your focus and energy into the things that you want to put it into, rather than things that are consuming it, like social media and bullshit like that, right? And I put it every single day, all I did, because I didn't have Instagram. I woke up and I was like, okay, well, I guess I got to record a video. On it, finding new ways of improving my business, improving my YouTube skills, getting myself out there. And guess what? Took off. Absolutely blown up.
Because you know what happens? Because then the easiest option is still a good option.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, when you're like, okay, the easiest option was Instagram. Now, literally, the easiest option is for me to record videos.
Yeah.
The easiest option is for me to put in the work.
Yeah.
How awesome would that be?
It's impossible to fail.
If you were so bored that your only option was either to sit in your room all day, and as you know, humans hate boredom. Humans are not wired for boredom.
Yeah.
So you're not going to do that. What else are you going to do? You're going to work. You're going to work on something. You're going to
to
work on something that's going to make you money, improve your social skills. Like, that is your only option.
Yeah.
If I told you your only option was success and you've got to take this one action, would you take it? Before I even told you what the action was, of course you would. Now I'm telling you that it is social media.
Yeah.
I'm lifting the little chef's the chef's like upside down bowl or whatever you call it off on the plate. So delete social media. That's what it says.
You've got the answers. You know what you need to do. And even if you're brutally honest with yourself right now, even if you are still an Instagram guy, you still use TikTok, you've got your excuses for it. You know deep down, you can fucking feel it.
Now's the time.
They are right. They're right. You know what I mean? You're going to be thinking to yourself, they're right though. What they're saying is.
If you watch this far, clearly something's resonated with you.
Know what I mean?
Unless you're one of those people that skip to the end. For bits
Shame
like
on
this.
you.
Shame on you, mate.
Shame on you.
We know some of you
Where's
skip.
the attention span? You know what I mean?
Come on, lads. Either don't watch us at all or watch it all the way through.
Come on now.
With that said, we've got one more question. It's a very big question, but
Fire away.
we'll try and keep it as concise as possible.
I'm ready. Hit me with
If
it.
you had the control of social media and the education system, what would you change? And I know there's so much to say, but try and boil it down to just a couple of things. A couple of priority things.
And concise. If I had control over social media and the education system, I would. I don't know.
That sounds like an English answer, you know what I mean? You've got to start with that.
I would. yeah, right, it's back.
No,
English
look.
exam.
Trying to fill out the word count.
I'm trying to process it in my brain. I would, and I know it sounds cliche, but I would just promote nothing but positivity, mental health, social skills, this kind of shit. So where every time you open your phone and go on social media, you are reminded of the life that you could be living. You don't go on there scrolling and seeing selfies of girls or just bullshit or memes. It's nothing like that. It's meticulously designed to inspire you to do something with your life, whether that's fitness, and your page would be designed for something improvement wise. So you've got your fitness, you've got your mental health, you've got your social skills, you've got, I don't know, talking to girls, whatever it's making money. And it's subsections, right? It's all broken down into that. Every time you go on your screen, there is no bullshit. You are giving your time and energy to learning. It's education. That's how I'd make it. It's not a social, platform anymore. It's an educational platform. Every time you go on there, you are learning something. You're going away feeling a bit more positive than you did when you came on.
Yes.
In terms of the education system, I would make it mental health fundamental. So teach kids meditation, journaling, things like that, fitness, looking after yourself, respect, manners. I mean, kind of long lost values in society nowadays that are just very overlooked. You know, firm handshake, posture, sit up straight. You know what I mean?
Firm, mate.
I like that.
Very
I like
firm.
that. You know what I mean?
This guy trains forearms, I can tell.
So little things like that go a long way. Eye contact, social skills, speaking to people. I would teach these kids how to do these things. This would be fundamental. Forget about fucking RE and whatever. Yeah, it's still be in there, obviously. But I do it in my own way. You know, I give them a bit of freedom and a bit of leeway to do their own thing. What do you want to learn today, bro? What is your inclination? What do you feel like you need to work on? Where are your weaknesses? Let's work on that. I talk to them in that kind of way. Like, okay, you feel like you're bad at this. Let's go and work on that. You know, and it'll be a very open-minded life school. That's what it would be, a life school. You know, forget about algebra, forget about this kind of stuff. How do I interact with someone when I walk into a shop? How do I,
as simple as
make a friend?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
How to make friends.
How do I retain and influence people? How do I retain a relationship? You know, how do I love? How do I show somebody that I care about them? Little things that people just over.
And you know what? Everything you've said, it's not even controversial. It's not like, you're telling a man what to do and a woman what to do. Like, everyone needs to know how to love. And again, a lot of it is in common. You know, a lot of, like, mental health, for example.
Yeah.
Like, my parents both meditate and they're really happy
because of it. That's amazing. I love that.
And it's not like meditation is part of men's self-improvement. Like, my mum is a fantastic meditator and it helps her a lot. So...
yeah, it's just human beings, isn't it? It's just human existence. It's not man or woman. It's just human beings
exploring the raw, authentic nature of what it means to be human.
Integrating together. That's all it is. Yeah, I think that would be my education system, teaching them and preparing them for life. Mental resilience as well. That's another one. I want to teach them mental resilience, giving them, you know, what's the old saying? Enough rope to trip over, but not enough to hang themselves. Something like that.
Oh,
right? So
I love that. I love that, man.
You know, they fall, they fail, they can get up and learn from the mistakes. They learn what failure feels like.
I've never heard that before, surprisingly.
Yeah, they learn what fear feels like. They learn what their emotions feel like. That is what I would teach these kids. You know, participation trophies, all of this kind of stuff in competition. You need to learn what it's like to lose so you can build a resilience.
To win.
I've lost.
Yeah.
Okay, how do I learn from this? How do I become better? And then you can go again next time. That is literally how your subconscious brain responds to feedback negatively. This is a dead end. This is a wrong path. Let me correct the course. We'll try this path. That is how your brain learns.
Simple as that.
Yeah, it really is. So I teach these kids resilience, emotional intelligence, social skills, mental health, fitness, you know, nutrition, sunlight, going outside. You know, something as simple as that. You go. I remember I used to work at this job, and it would be inside all day. Right? It was like a box. It was like a fake jungle, and it was zip lines, rock climbing. It was like an attraction park, right? It would be inside all day. When break time would come, I would go straight outside. It was summer at the time as well, so it was sunny. It was gorgeous outside. Hot heat wave. Everyone was like, "Oh, Luke, you're not coming in the staff room. You know, you're in the staff room."
the staff room.
Bro, what? I've been inside all day. You want to come and sit inside again and talk to the same people I'm talking to? No, get me outside, mate. The sun's out. You know what I mean?
Mate,
so
honestly.
I'd be straight out there, and I think that is like, oh, you're a weirdo. Like, what? I'm weird for wanting to go outside, get some fresh air, and get the sun on my skin. So be it, mate. I'm a weirdo then. All right, whatever.
Yes. Honestly, in today's world, it's better to be a weirdo than to be the average person.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Always.
Yeah. In fact, I find it addictive to just go against the, like, I want to be a weirdo. You know? Go against the curve as much as possible.
We spoke a lot about this. Like, both of us have this inclination. We're very tempted to just do something different, even if that isn't always like the right thing or a better thing.
Yeah.
It's just like even on, this sounds so weird. Even when I'm walking like to the shops, whatever, I try and take a slightly different route.
Yeah.
I try and you know what I mean, like look around and have a look at the different views and it's crazy how you get used to like looking at the shops on one side and you never look at shops on the other side. Just little things like that.
And it stimulates your mind as well, in a good way, in a positive way, not through social media, not through overstimulation.
There's enough out there that you don't need what's in here.
Especially if you remove what's in there, you'll be able to appreciate what's out there.
And you'll be more motivated to do it in the first place.
Exactly, yeah, because you have nothing else to do. You gotta get yourself out there, you know?
I love that, man, I love that.
Yeah.
If you had to, in a couple of sentences, bring out exactly what we've spoken in this episode and, you know, what they should take away from it. I know it's hard to do, it's been a long episode. But what would you say?
Okay, I would say to every young man out here watching this, curate your lifestyle in a way where you are constantly asking yourself, what is the most difficult but positive action I can take in this situation? What is going to give me the most growth as an individual? And what action would I feel proud of the most? What action can I, openly go out there and tell my boys about? Like, you know what, lad, I did this today, What actions are going to give you the most fulfillment, the most pride, and the most discomfort, all rolled into one, Because if you're acting in a way where you're ashamed, you're not going to be open to talk about that. So I think creating your life to the point where, okay, I'm proud of myself. I can look in the mirror and know that I've done good work today. I'm proud of the fact that I resisted that temptation. I'm proud of the fact that I embraced that discomfort. That is, I think, is a very positive way of living your life.
Wow. Could not have said it better myself.
Thank you, my friend.
Amazing. Luke Spurgeon, everybody.
Freestyling out there, boys. Freestyle.
Luke Spurgeon, everybody. Round of applause.
Absolute pleasure, my friend.
Mate, that was awesome. Screenshot Podcast is back. I know we had a bit of a break.
Back in action.
Good to see you back. I've realised that I didn't really enjoy doing the online Screenshot Podcast version, so it's all going to be in person now. So you might see our episodes a little bit less regularly, but when they do pop up, you'll know it's authentic. It's two people who are fucking fist bumping, shaking hands, you know, flesh and blood.
Yeah,
that's why we're here.
You'll be able to see how we articulate ourselves in person as well,
and make eye contact rather than lens contact.
And a lot of you guys that need to learn these kind of things, but okay, I like the way you did that. I'm going to take that. I'm going to use it and apply it to my life. You know, not copying, but just learning. Sometimes it's nice to learn through showing rather than telling. You know, we can tell you all day long, but you can see us, the way we act, the way we talk, the way we hold ourselves. That is a very, very important thing to add as well. So look forward to those podcasts, lads. Stay tuned. Notifications on.
Yeah. Subscribe. Turn the notification bell on.
In the description, boys.
Amazing. All right, cool. Do you want to give them the closing line?
Closing line. If I remember correctly, let's try not to butcher this. Thank you for watching, and stop watching these stupid videos.
That'll do.
It's been a pleasure, mate. Thank you, brother.